Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a big upcoming cooldown as well as a fall pattern that we're going to be in. This pattern is going to be a lot like October or November. It's going to feel very nice for you fall lovers. Now, before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. I'd also ask that you check out our very exciting Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Alright, now for today's comment of the day, I want to know, since we're at the very halfway mark of September, on September 15th, which is obviously today, I want to know, how has September gone in your area so far? Has it been too warm, too cold, nice, just right? Let me know in the comments down below with the location you're at, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now let's get into this video, and first things first, we're taking a look at yesterday, Monday, September 14th in the afternoon hours, and there's a lot of blues that were already around, as well as the yellows. That's going to bring us to near normal conditions for yesterday, mostly for the eastern half of the United States. And as we look at the actual temperatures, there's some upper 80s down there to the further south, some 80s in the central regions there, and then as you head further north, you start to see 70s and even 60s, or even 50s if you're in the mountainous regions there of the interior northeastern United States. Oh, but things are about to get a lot colder than that, let me tell you now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move on and we're going to take a look at Tuesday, September 15th, and then we're going to take a look at the actual temperatures for that date as well. Alright, so for today, September 15th or Tuesday, you can see a lot more blues begin to show up for the south central United States, the eastern half of the United States as a whole, really, the East Coast especially there. So we start to go from average to today, where we're going to see pretty far below normal actually, and it's going to feel quite nice. The humidity is relatively low as well, so I mean, a very nice day today. Get out there, it's extremely nice. Let's take a look at those actual temperatures. And a lot of those regions that were in the upper 80s are now in the lower 80s. A lot of those regions that were in the lower 80s are now in the mid 70s. And a lot of those regions that were in the 60s are, well, still in the 60s. So for up north, it doesn't change too much, but the further south you go, the more differential from normal that there's going to be, especially compared to just even yesterday. So as we move on towards Wednesday, September 16th here, as you can see, we stay kind of near normal actually. We go a little bit more in the warmer side. And take a look up there for northern Canada, or sorry, southern Canada, the north central United States there, kind of in the more central Canada regions. Look at all those purples and pinks. That, folks, is our big cool down, and that's going to dive down and really pack a punch. So let's move it towards Thursday afternoon, September 17th, and you can see that that really moves in for the central United States, in through the eastern United States, but especially the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and the interior northeastern United States. Also the southeast dealing with some of those purples, so it's going to be a big cool down here for sure, and we're just going to really see that expand big time as we move forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on towards Friday, September 18th, and move on from that point where we're going to really see this big cool down take hold over the United States. So here's the look by time we're at Friday afternoon, September 18th. And as you can see, just some well below normal temperatures, very widespread throughout the upper Midwest, the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, northeastern United States, and there in the southeastern United States as well, with the exception of Florida and maybe coastal Georgia and South Carolina. That's not going to hold on too much longer. And let's take a look at those actual temperatures for the high temperatures, and very widespread 50s there for the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, upper Midwest, in the northeastern United States. If you go a little bit further south, we see some 60s all the way down through the Carolinas there, coastal North Carolina, and through central South Carolina, maybe even a bit of Georgia feeling those upper 60s. So yeah, very far below normal temperatures, and it's going to feel a lot more like late October, perhaps November even, for these high temperatures. Very pleasant if you enjoy the cooler weather. Going to be able to put on a hoodie probably, especially if it's later in the day, if you're going outside. Very nice. 60s up and down the East Coast, basically, again, from North Carolina up on into the New England states. So yeah, very far below normal temperatures in a very decent fall day here. And it's going to last a few days, like I said. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to move on towards Saturday. We're going to take a look at the actual temperatures once more, Sunday, Monday, and then we're going to move on all the way to Friday, September 25th, and take a look at the pattern. And what we're going to do beyond then is actually take a look at the weekly increments there on our CFS model, which is going to be an interesting perspective there. Now here's on Saturday on September 19th, and as you can see, it's a lot of the same that we saw on Friday, except things have extended a little bit further south. They've expanded quite a bit, actually, pretty much in every direction. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the actual temperatures here for Saturday, September 9th once more. Again, the high temperatures. And as we can see, 50s, again, widespread throughout the upper Midwest, the Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, northeastern United States, all of these areas. And then we mostly see 60s there, and now they extend pretty well into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Arkansas, even the panhandle of Florida potentially. I see some yellows in there indicating lower 70s, possibly upper 60s as highs. That is far, far below normal temperatures, and we saw the pinks and purples there, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, just very, very cold compared to normal, especially for areas like that, but really just going to bring a really nice fall pattern to many throughout the eastern and central United States, which I know a lot of you are ready for. We've actually had quite a pleasant September, in my opinion. It's been nice and cooler than normal, which basically was my dream throughout the last, ever since I've been into weather. We've had very warm Septembers, it feels like. An extension of summer is what I would call it. Not really a fall month. This one has really felt like a fall month. It's felt like the first month of the fall, and hopefully we just see a continuation of that throughout October, November, as we transition to the wintertime, obviously. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at Sunday, September 20th, and as you can see, it's a lot of the same, colder than normal throughout a lot of the eastern and central United States. We see some warmth building in for the upper Midwest by this point, and that's going to be kind of a beginning of the end for this cool down, if you will. And as we take a look at Monday, September 21st, it just expands further east. But a lot of the southeastern United States, the south central, the eastern coast of the United States, they're holding on to this cold throughout Monday, at least September 21st. It's more of the inland areas that start to warm up. And that's kind of the trend. Even at October, as I've looked at the climate models, they've kind of pushed this southeast being cooler than normal, a lot of the northern areas being warmer than normal. We'll have to see how that pans out. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to move on, and we're going to take a look at one frame on the GEFS model, which is our Gefs Ensemble model, and that's going to be September 25th. And then we're going to take a look at the weekly increments there on our CFS climate model. So here we are taking a look at our GEFS Ensemble model, and we're taking a look at September 25th. That's going to be a Friday, and the significance here is that we're still looking at the cold temperatures for the eastern United States by this date, which means we could have up to maybe 8 to 10 days of cold air, unless it lasts even longer than this. The models become a little bit more uncertain after this point. This is obviously 10 days out, plus that's when they start to really just go with more of an average. They really taper off of these aggressive forecasts, which makes a lot of sense considering obviously it's multiple members. So they start to show different things and it moderates it back to near normal conditions. Let's go ahead and take a look at our week by week CFS V2 temperature anomalies. And this first one is for the 15th through the 22nd of September. And as you can see, most of the cold air is for the north there. So the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, northeastern United States, down through the Mid-Atlantic and the East Coast. So that's how we're going to start the next 7 days out. And then that second portion, the 22nd through the 29th here, you can see it becomes more southeast oriented. And we obviously saw that on our GFS model when we were taking a look at the day-by-day runs, that it becomes a lot more, based in Virginia, the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, Florida. All of these areas could be seeing 60s, especially at the beginning of this portion, the 21st, 22nd. And even on the 25th, we're still going to have at least those slightly below normal temperatures around, it appears, according to our model. So really, I really like what this model is showing, and I agree with it. And look, as we move on to the 29th through the 6th of October, as you can see, we start to see the same thing. It's showing kind of like a moderated or watered down version of what we just looked at. This means that the model likely thinks we will be in the same pattern as the previous frame. However, it's just a little bit more watered down because it uses 4 members, and it kind of combines the 12 past runs of this model. So it takes all 12 runs and then 4 members. So that's why it ends up being pretty watered down as time goes on. But it does give you a much more accurate outlook. If it was just to use 1 run and all the 4 members, it would look way different every single time. But by using all 12 of the members, all 12 of the runs, you get a much more it's, again, more watered down and moderated, but you get a much more accurate outlook there. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, do you think that any of the other tropical systems outside of Sally will impact the United States at any point. And Benjamin Dean said, I think that Teddy has a chance to curve towards the East Coast, but we shall see. That got 15 likes and 9 replies. Very popular comment there. I actually was looking today at the surface map, and I do see that it is a possibility. I wouldn't say a likelihood, but definitely a possibility that that could occur. We're going to need to watch that one closely. Obviously, we have weeks to go until we start talking about that, but we will be actively tracking the tropics for you guys. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our diamond patrons, Alicia Davis, Madbirds, Dan Hazard, Cindy Klein, and Mark J, alongside our platinum patron, Donna Carnes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.